Hello!
The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things. Of sailing boats, and sealing wax, and cabbages. And what the fuck happened to all that stuff you stuck in the drawer of Purgatory then? Yes, regular viewers to this channel will know that when I review a blind bag, 3 things can happen to it. It can ascend to the shelf of interesting items, if it is interesting. It may be burned if it's a load of old crap, hence the damage on the piece of wood stuff here. Or it can just be forgotten and stuck in the drawer of Purgatory because it isn't good enough to display or crap enough to burn. Well, it occurred to me, Purgatory is supposed to be a temporary state, I believe, and so it was time I went into the drawer of Purgatory, got the items out, and see if they can now move position, and give them a chance of escape, if you like. There was, however, a bit of a problem. The drawer of Purgatory genuinely is a drawer I stick things in and forget about, and the problem there is there was some stuff in there from years ago that I hadn't looked at for God knows how many years. So I'm going to have to actually go through the non-blind bag items and show you what I discovered in the drawer of Purgatory that probably shouldn't really have been in there. For starters, an Arctic Alpine cooler for Intel sockets 1155, 1156 and 775. Why that? I've got no memory of buying this at all. The box has been opened, look, it's ripped, but it's in there as new and has never been used. Why? Why would I have a new CPU cooler that's never been used? It's not like you buy one in spare, just in case you need it one evening. So yeah, I've got no memory of buying that whatsoever, and yes, I mean, maybe I'll find an old motherboard that needs one someday. Seems a shame to bin it. In fact, I think really that is a bit of a feature of the drawer of Purgatory. Things I've stuck in there seemed a shame to bin it, and now they've been sitting in there for far too bloody long. Look at this. It's some sort of old case, and it's full of small bits of plastic and gubbins. I think mostly from the board game Hero Quest and Advanced Hero Quest, and then there's some other little sort of plastic miniatures with interchangeable heads. There's a Skaven one there, who's like a sort of rat monster. I'm sure these little skulls come from Hero Quest. They were sort of, they had bits of plastic and cardboard furniture, and they were like decorations, as was this candlestick thing. Anyway, no idea how it got in there, what it's doing there. I don't have anything else from Hero Quest to my knowledge. All very odd. Here's the world's oldest SD card reader. It probably reads it more slowly than just fucking reading off the ones and zeros yourself to somebody over the phone. Yeah, sticking a USB port card goes in there. I have a vague memory of using this in the past before I got one at a decent speed. But there we are. That will probably be furnished in the bin later. Here's a copy of Microsoft Encarta 2014. Do not make illegal copies of this disc. I really don't think we fucking need to, mate. Not in these days when we've got the internet and stuff. This was basically a sort of quite good and interestingly presented encyclopedia on a CD, basically. Or maybe a DVD in 2004. I don't really know. All I know is it obviously came free with something. That might even be a license number. There we are. Here's a little freebie for you. Yeah, and I just stuck it in the drawer and forgot about it. As well as this AOL CD featuring The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, the motion picture. How bloody old is this? Oh, 2001. There we go. It can't have been in there that long. I must have looked at it sometime in the last 15 years, surely. It's from the Mail on Sunday, a paper I have never bought, so God knows where it came from. The only good thing about these AOL Internet Access CDs is they always have a comedy password made of 2 separate words. This one is Rugby Tempo, which sounds like a very poor name for an album. The best one I ever saw was Elbows Mutant, which sounded like a really bad Batman villain. But don't worry, while we're looking at old media, here's a fucking floppy disk from Atari ST Muser magazine from February 1992, featuring Hot Wheels, a public domain overhead car racing game. I vaguely remember that. Why the fuck that is in there, I've got no idea, and it has not been in there since 1992, I can promise you that. In fact, I don't think the drawer even existed in 1992. I've probably just kept it because it's a pleasing green colour. Plus, these double-density discs are quite useful. The more modern ones, high-density ones, tend to corrupt data if you're sticking stuff on them from Atari STs and Amigas and old-fashioned stuff like that. There's a little lesson for you. What fun we have. You go over there. I've been looking for this for bloody ages. WeKey SD adapter. Use SD card converter to copy game. I don't think it's actually quite as simple as that. But yeah, this is like a thing more for a GameCube for my own personal use. You stick it in the memory card slot, you can stick it in an SD card. I think this may be the key I need to be able to use that GameCube GBA adapter thing that I showed the other week. At least I hope it is. If not, it's completely useless. But I've got no idea why I stuck it in that bloody drawer and forgot about it. Maybe I tried to use it once, it didn't work or something. Actually, that's a very large probability, thinking about it. Oh well, at least I've got my Remington Fuzz away. Good God. I've a vague memory of these things existing, and the old Victor Khayyam on his adverts. Basically, it's a little rotor with tiny little blades stuck on a motor, and yeah, stick it on your bobbly clothes, and oh, please tell me there isn't a battery still in this thing. Oh God. Oh no, we are safe. We are safe. Yeah, and it takes all the bobbles and fuzz off your clothes, hence the name Remington Fuzz Away. Remington Fuzz Away, possibly the worst name ever for a hard-boiled noir detective. Anyway, yeah, that's one of those. I really don't remember having one of those. This is an amazing little trip through memory lane. Here's a fucking ADSL filter. I mean, what the... I don't even have ADSL. If you don't know what this is, you plug it into like an old-fashioned copper phone line. It enables you to get sort of broadband off your line. Well, I say old-fashioned. A lot of places in the world are still using a bloody copper line for internet, but we've got cable round here, so that's deprecated and naff, and I don't know why I've got it in the first place, come to think of it. Speaking of deprecated and naff, here's an adapter for sticking in a really ancient old keyboard into a PS2 slot. I mean, there's all just USB these days, so totally bloody useless. Here's a toy Star Destroyer, which I thought came on a key ring. Oh yes, look, there's a hole through it, that's where the ring would have gone. It's a bit mutant because it's got this giant speaker in the bottom, but you used to press it. Oh, the batteries still work. Hey, see, the engines light up and it makes this noise. Let's do that again. Basically makes a lot of static noise. Ah, the memories. I think I bought that from Toy Stack in Castle Mal. Those were the days. Here's a key that opens the front of a PC case that I haven't had for at least 12 years. And finally, arguably the best of all the items, a clockwork flower that acts as a very, very low... Oh, God, it's horrible. It's looking weird over the years. That acts as a very low power fan and has a rusty pencil sharpener in the bottom. Oh. Yep, not giving off much breeze there. Absolutely astonishing. Well, there's a load of old stuff I found in a drawer and had totally forgotten about. What am I doing? I don't know. I'm Stuart Ashen. Welcome to my channel. It's the future of entertainment. Right, let's actually get on with what we're doing the bloody video for then. I have here a rattly box, and inside said rattly box are all the items that I found in the drawer of Purgatory. Now, I seem to remember there were more than this, although I couldn't remember any specific ones, so maybe I just had it in my head there were more items than this. But anyway, let's get them out again and say hello for a second time to Crappy Spaceman. Is it Spaceman? Yes, I was going to say could be Formula 1 driver. And Policeman Thing, where they've got giant sort of mutant hands with little thumbs. Looks like they're horribly, horribly swollen. Obviously toys for very young children, so I imagine the paint isn't toxic. So we've got two of those. We have several, and actually quite a few, of these jumping bean things with faces on. Mighty Beanz, I think they were called. I did have an extra one. But I did drop one on the way down the stairs. It rolled into something and I couldn't be bothered to get it. Some are licensed, like the Incredible Hulk here. There he is, looking all hulky. And then we've got, I think that's a Princess Leia. Obviously, Princess Leia in bean form at last. Yep, that's good. It's setting off the face recognition on the camera, which is always weird. We've got a spider. We've got some sort of crappy Jango Fett ripoff. Who is this? Pre-Vizsla. What, like a pre-visualization? This is what they thought the character might look like. Chef Bloke. And finally, Translucent Rat Thing. Could be a sheep. Absolutely not. Is it a sheep or a rat? Yes, it's a sheep mouse bean. Oh, it's both a sheep and a mouse. I don't really remember that. Gonna be honest, I think if I saw those these days, I'd probably burn them. I was obviously taken with them at the time. We have Amy Pond from Doctor Who in her, I was going to say police get-up. It's all more sort of a stripper get-up, actually, if I remember, from the very first episode of Matt Smith's Doctor Who, from back in the day. Yeah, these don't have the charm of the Lego figures. They've got a little bit too much detail. Don't know, I'm not massively impressed by those. You stand there and try not to hurt anything. And speaking of the same company, here is the same design of a weird lobster thing with a giant arm. I have no memory of what that's from. I remember the item, I don't remember what it's from at all. And oh, hang on, there's another one. Of like an evil these were Scooby-Doo, I think. Yeah, that rings a bell. I don't remember Scooby-Doo fighting a lobster monster with a massive wanking arm, but there we are. Maybe that was an episode I missed. You go down there, lads. We've got, skeletal glow-in-the-dark alien thing. You see, I quite like this. I like glow-in-the-dark things, but I can see why I didn't get on the shelf, though, because if it's not glowing in the dark, it just looks boring as arseholes. We have mutant dogs, sort of zombie dogs from that weird zombie pet shop thing that I can barely remember. Ruff, ruff, ruff. We are dead. Yes. Existentialism. Thanks for that, lads. And finally, see, I thought there were more things on this. Maybe I've taken some out of these. I don't remember, though. I would go back through all my videos and watch them, but frankly, I don't plan to live that long. Right, these are all the icky stickies, or whatever, just hundreds of these bloody rubber things with the suction cups on, including, my personal favourite, the ghost of Bart Simpson. There he is, not having a cow, man. Or in fact, not having a physical existence anymore, man. Existentialism. That's the new existentialism dog. There we are. You stay there and appear in every video from now on, unless I burn you in a moment. Right, that is all of those. The thing is, how am I going to judge them? Because they've kind of, sitting there. I feel it's unfair for me to just go through and have a second pass on how I feel at the time. I need a greater power. I mean, I do have the mighty Ashens groat, of course. I could just flip that to see if I should burn them or if they should go on the shelf. But I feel they should have the chance of going back into the drawer as well. And that is why I have commissioned something. I have commissioned a very special item in order to see where these things should go. In fact, it's about time I went to pick it up.
Hello again.
Is the item ready?
Oh yes. I think you'll find this will prove most satisfactory.
God, it's perfect.
As agreed. This is the Die of Judgement. Forged deep in the heart of a factory in Poland, this arcane cube will choose the fate of a blind bag if you are too lazy or drunk to make a decision. 3 sides show the symbol of Ashens. His apathy and disinterest are burned into them. If they appear when rolled, then the item will be cast into the drawer of Purgatory. 2 sides show an excellence symbol. These contain the endorsement of Chef Excellence, and any item blessed with their presence will ascend the shelf of interesting items. But be wary, for one side displays the mask of the Silver Skull, and has been infused with his cruelty, malice, and abstract jazz music. If this appears when the die is rolled, then the item must burn. Burn.
That is absolutely amazing.
There is nothing like it in the history of the world, or will there ever be again?
Right, how much?
That'll be a $6.99, please, mate.
Okay.
And I'll throw in a spare as well, if you like.
Oh, nice one, cheers. Ah, commerce. So here we are, the Die of Judgement, showing you here one of the Ashen sides, of which there are 3. You will notice that my suit is white and there appears to be bird poo in my hair. This is because, due to the way that the engravings on dice are made, you can't have massive areas of black, and therefore have to break it up with something like we have here. But that was no problem for the Chef Excellence side. There it is, with his moustache and his hat and his scarf. That's on 2 of the sides. And of course, the dreaded Silver Skull on the other. Couldn't have a big cowl because it was too dark, so I've just put a little bit around the top, which kind of looks like a weird haircut and amuses me. So here's the deal. I'm going to roll the dice once each for all of these different sets. If it comes up with Ashens, then it goes in the drawer of Purgatory. If it comes up with the chef, then it goes on the shelf of interesting items. But if it comes up with the silver skull, it burns! Burns! That was my favourite. Can you tell? Right, so what do we have then? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different sets. I'm going to start with the mighty beans, which I've had to stick on the icky stickies so they keep rolling everywhere. Ready? I think that was a strike. The beans are going back in the drawer. Boo, boring. Come on. We want to burn something before this is over. But we must, I repeat, we must abide by the dice's decision or all our lives are forfeit. Right, you can go back up here. Oh, there's another bean. Damn you, beans are getting everywhere. Right, icky stickies. Burn! Oh man, there's loads of them. This is going to be fun, and they're rubbery. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Scooby-Doo villain monster things. Back in the drawer with you. No escape for you. Weird balloon-handed freakazoids on the right there. Back in the drawer. Oh, ho, ho. There's not much going on, but there is going to be a bit of a bonfire. Amy Pond, scary mannequin thing. Back in the drawer. Oh dear, there's no escape from any of you, is there? The weird dogs. Oh dear. I'm sorry, existential hound. You won't be around with us for much longer, but you can ponder the meaning of existence as we burn the living crap out of you. And finally, skeletal lady. You know, I quite like this. I do hope it doesn't come up with the skull. We've not had very good random chances so far, have we? I mean, well, that's on half the dice, so fair enough, you're expecting to see that a lot. But we've had 2 burnings and no shelf of interesting items. Ready? Another burning. Oh, I'm quite sad. Bye. I'm just going to give it a kiss goodbye. You be careful now. Don't get too hot. Oh, wait. Right. Let's set this up for a burning. We'll have to jump cut, actually, because I don't think there's enough gas left in the blowtorch. I'm going to have to refill it. OK, then. Let's begin with this exclusive scene from the new Prometheus film. There, still reckon it's better than anything Ridley Scott's got up his sleeve. But where, oh where, you scream, are the icky stickies? Where have they gone? Well, they've been on a little journey. A little holiday, if you will. To the microwave. After all, what's the point of having an old microwave you're about to throw out if you can't stick stupid things in it? I would have recorded it, but it's one of those ones with a bloody opaque front window. Art. Who can truly define it?